A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Penguin Random House Audio presents Star Wars Bloodline by Claudia Gray. Read for you by January LaVoy. An entire generation has prospered during an era of peace. The New Republic, governed by the Galactic Senate, has held power for more than 2 decades. The wars that divided the galaxy are fading into legend. Yet conflict has begun to take shape within the Senate. In the absence of Mon Mothma, former leader of the rebellion and first chancellor of the New Republic, 2 unofficial but powerful factions have formed. The Populists, who believe individual planets should retain almost all authority, and the Centrists, who favor a stronger galactic government and a more powerful military. Only the greatest heroes of the war are still honored by all. A ceremony honoring the memory of Bail Organa has drawn the Senate together in rare harmony. It is a day of celebration, but even now, the divisions among the worlds of the galaxy are growing wider. Chapter 1. When we look back upon the war against the Empire, upon the billions of lives lost, sometimes it seems as though nothing could ever have been worth the terrible price we paid. But when we think of those people who perished in the conflict, let us remember that they died for justice, for liberty, for the extraordinary peace we now enjoy. Senator Ty Lin Gar held out his arms, taking in the entire celebration on Hosnian Prime. The brilliant sunshine, the aquamarine sky, the countless citizens of 1,000 different species gathered together beneath the colorful flags of their worlds. The beauty and promise of the New Republic seemed to be laid before them all. This is what we fought for. Everyone applauded. Many cheered. Senator Leia Organa clapped along with the rest and thought, too bad it's falling apart. To the majority of the observers, most of them among the enormous number of citizens who had traveled to Hosnian Prime for the dedication ceremony and concert, the many senators clustered in the stands would appear to be a sign of solidarity and strength. Planets from the core worlds to the outer rim were represented. Humans wore the cloaks, robes, and ceremonial gear of countless different cultures as they watched the ceremony alongside species from the Aqualish to the Ithorian, from the large-eyed Mon Calamari to the small, woolly Ashaftan, in what looked like perfect unity. Leia's sharper eyes traced the invisible line between the 2 halves of the gathering. Centrist senators on one side, populist senators like herself on the other. The physical gap couldn't have been measured, but the philosophical one widened every day. Soon, that gap would broaden into a crevasse, one deep enough to reveal how fragile the peace really was. Stop it. Leia forced herself to think positively, rationally. Galactic politics has always had its parties, factions, divisions. It always will. Not every ideological conflict leads to a complete governmental breakdown. But the unease that stirred just beneath the glossy surface of this ceremony reminded her of the final days of the Imperial Senate. Polite words cloaking implied threats, a near-complete lack of trust among worlds. The mood felt all too familiar. Then again, the Imperial Senate actually made decisions once in a while.